Hello once again, everyone. Welcome to another crazy, cool, and most importantly, fun episode of the Shellecast. So we've been going through and we've been ranking the gen, going through the generations of Pokemon and ranking them one at a time, and it has been a lot of fun. It has been a whole lot of fun. Sorry, I'm just making sure not having any technical issues. They look very blurry right now, which is a tiny bit problematic. But um, that seems to just be an issue with my connection to the stream. So that's okay. And we will work with it and we'll work through it and we will hope it gets better as it goes. Not really sure why it's happening. Everything that I'd be able to check looks all right and tight. So enough about that. Gen 3. We are going to go in. We're going to be ranking Gen 3. Very exciting. It's a gen that I like a lot. I think it has a lot of really strong designs. In fact, my favorite Pokemon is in this gen, and that's a major thing of bias, and I'm very aware of that. But that's a bias that we're gonna roll with because I uh I don't really care. And so yeah, we're just gonna roll with it here. So we have, our usual tiers. I thought about putting an extra tier for my favorite, just so that it is separated and we know so that I could sort of try and eliminate that bias in the ranking system a bit. But I honestly do think it's probably going to be my favorite design anyways. So I think we're chill to not care that much. So that was a lot of preamble. I promise not to suck this time. I've been doing a good job. You can shut up. Dang, that's really upsetting that looks so blurry. But if it's not bothering anyone too bad, um, that's okay in my book. Yeah, not much. Yeah, okay. We're just gonna move past it and we're gonna stream because I want to. And it's not that important. What's important is the tier list. My face isn't that important. I just put it up there because I'm a narcissist. So let's get into it. First Pokemon we have here is Absol, who is very cool. There's a bit of bias like outside the design for him for me, just because of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, where he plays a somewhat important role, which is a game that I really enjoyed a lot as a kid. Now, Absol as a design, I think is pretty solid. The black and white is always good. There's very few times black and white don't work together. I think the scythe on his head, it's a very edgy design, obviously, but I think the scythe on his head's cool. I like an edgy design because you can be cool sort of in spite of it. Absol is actually really good. I don't know if I want to put Absol in S tier. I do like him a lot, but he's definitely A for now. Agron is another one. This gen is like really solid design. Well, except for maybe some of the megas, but very solid designs like top to bottom. And one thing I want to talk about that I didn't touch on in my Gen 1 video, I don't have a problem with Mega Evolutions as a concept. I just think a lot of the designs are worse than the originals, and so they're pretty bad to me. Agron's also really good, and I'd be tempted to put Agron into S tier as well. He's a big steel dinosaur Godzilla lizard creature. Very cool. He's very intimidating too. He's got a lot of presence and a lot of personality to him, which I do like a lot. I do like him more than Absol. And sorry guys, but we are going to wait on putting him into S tier for now. But he'll go ahead of Absol and A. Altaria is one of these ones that is at least from what I know is fairly popular, but one that I don't super love. It's kind of just puffball with a bird in it, which isn't that exciting. I will say it does sort of thrive on that simplicity. And it definitely has a good bit going on, but I think it's probably a B tier design for me. Then we have Anareth. I actually don't know if I remember all the fossil names for this one. I remember most of these Pokemon's names. That's Anareth, I'm pretty sure. But let me double check. Yes, Anareth. Yeah, Anareth is fine. It's a cool little trilobite, sort of. Not trilobite. But it's a cool little. Is it bad that you don't know many of their names? It's not terrible. I think a lot of the Pokemon in Gen 3 are somewhat forgettable, but it does have a lot of like banger designs, which is I think sort of what it thrives on. Anareth is fine. My one my nose is really itchy. Sorry. My one sort of issue with it is it's kind of boring. It's kind of just like the prehistoric animal. Yeah, I don't super like it. We'll put him in D. We may move him up later. Armaldo, is that name right? Yeah. I believe Armaldo is correct. Give me a sec. I want to be saying these Pokemon correct. Yes, I maybe I do know them better than I thought. Armaldo's pretty cool. I like that he walks on 2 legs. His color scheme's nice. He's pretty cool. He's definitely better than Anareth. He's not great. He's maybe not even up to a C tier design, but he's better than Anareth. I don't love the fossils in this gen. I think they're pretty boring. You know. But hey. How's it? You know, who's complaining? I am. Now Aaron, I think that's correct. Maybe Aron, but Aaron I think is adorable. I think this is a good little cute Pokemon design. I think the little spike on his back. I don't know. He's very adorable. I have a bit of bias with this one because I had a little toy of him when I was very young, and it was one of my favorite toys. Same thing with Agron, actually. I like that line a lot, even though I don't think they're super popular. Now, that said, Aaron is not as good as Agron or Absol, but I still think it's better than Altaria. Yeah, as I'm glad there's agreements on Armaldo. So I'll put him A tier behind these two. I like a lot of these designs. We have a Deoxys Attack form. Now I like Deoxys. I'm not a huge fan of a lot of the forms. There's one that I like a lot. Attack form is not that one. It's fine. It's kind of just, I don't know. I think it's just worse. When you're looking at like the forms and stuff, I feel like you have to take the previous designs or the other designs into account. I think it's really hard to look at it standing on its own. Because on its own, it may be a better design, but you can choose something else. And so I feel like you have to look at them together. If that's stepping on any toes, I'm sorry. He's fine. He's not stellar, but he's not like D. He's a C tier. Well, we'll just say that. C tier. Definitely between like these two. Azurill, that's right, isn't it? I always forget that line's names too. Yes, Azurill. Azurill's cute. It's kind of, I think it's definitely not as good as its next 2 evolutions. I forget where I put them in the Gen 2 video. Azurill's fine. I don't like have a problem. Oh, I just realized I set up this incorrect. Let's move this up. Oh, never mind. It was fine where it was. I'm just a fool. Everyone please forgive me. That the video not coming through well, I think is sort of gotten me off my flow a little bit. My sincerest apologies. It's very unprofessional of me. Azurill's fine. Yeah, a lot. These beginning ones, I don't have very strong opinions about. I don't really have much to say. Azurill is okay. It's a C tier behind Deoxys. Now, Bagon. I don't know other people's opinions on Bagon, but I like Bagon a good deal. I think Bagon's a cute little guy, very angry. I think the weird like mullet sort of growths he has are cute. It's weird that he doesn't have like fingers or claws at all for being a dragon type, but who's counting fingers? He's fine. He's not stellar, but I do I like him more than Altaria? No, I don't. Bag on his head. Why is he got that on his head? It's a mullet, dude. He's cool. He's cool. Hey, he's cool. All right. Don't make me give myself a mullet for bag on solidarity, because I'll do it. Okay. Baltoy. I like. Baltoy's pretty good. He's a cute little top. He's a little clay thing, which is, acceptable. I don't mind it. That said, yeah, I don't know, man. He's fine. I don't think he's stellar. Maybe the designs in this, yeah, quote that. Maybe these designs aren't as strong as I thought they were. I thought this was like a lot of bangers top to bottom, but a lot of these designs, maybe it's just the early ones, alphabetically, are pretty lackluster, which is a shame. I do like Baltoy more than like, actually no. Baltoy's there, C tier. Bennett is a good ghost Pokemon. It's all right. It kind of just feels like they wanted to give Gengar make Gengar look more human. I think the zipper's really cool. The little head thing, I think it's a good design. It's the concept behind it is strong. No, it's a good design. It's not one of my favorite ghost types, like not by a long shot. It's in fact probably one of my least favorite ghost type designs. But as a design on its own, it's pretty strong. And in the context of what we have, yeah, put Bennett in a B tier above Altaria. Then we have Barboach, who is everyone's favorite Pokemon. Everyone loves Barboach. He's the coolest. I don't think, Barboach is just great. You look at Barboach and you think that is a Pokemon that I will use for the entire game, and that I will never, trade or sideline or use only for HMs. And I think his design really reflects that. All that to say, Barboach is a C tier. Yeah, Barboach is a C tier. I don't hate Barboach. It's just kind of boring. My problem that I think I'm having with a lot of the designs is, a lot of them I think are just kind of boring. Because there are a lot of designs that I really like. And again, my favorite Pokemon is from this gen. But they seem to be more towards the bottom. Why do I know Barboach's name? Because Barboach is great. I just went through this whole thing. Beautifly is a butterfly. Putting Beautifly in F. It's just boring. There's nothing... I hope I don't get any hate on that, because, it's an evolutionary line that's split, so people may have strong opinions. Beautifly is boring. It's just a butterfly. It's not even like any of the butterflies that come later where it has something special that makes it at least a little interesting. It's just a butterfly. Beautifly's F. I agree. You like Armaldo more? Armaldo's all right. My issue with Armaldo is I think he just looks weird. He looks a little too what's the right word? Passive is maybe the right word. There's just something about him. He just doesn't seem like a fighter, I guess is the right way to put it. We're like, neither does Aaron necessarily, but it's a young Pokemon. Like, this is a fully evolved, maybe strong. I don't know Armaldo's base stats off the top of my head, but fully evolved, it needs to look like it has some fight in it. I just don't really think Armaldo does. And that may be pleasing to some people, but design wise for me, I think it could have, this is something I haven't done, but I'm in art school. I've looked at this type of stuff before. Let me try and tell you how I would make Armaldo's design something that at least I think would be more effective. Thing one, bigger claws. Because I know it's the side-by-side here. Armaldo's claws are really small compared to his body size. They're basically like the same size that Anareth's were. I think if you give Armaldo bigger claws, and then maybe, and I think if you maybe use these sort of like feathery growths in a more interesting way, this is a stretch. But if maybe instead of them just staying in the exact same place they were on Anareth, they did something interesting. This is way more of a Gen 8, Gen 7, Gen 6 sort of design aesthetic, but I do like those gens a lot design-wise. But if you had the feathers sort of become maybe a cape or wings and made it a flying type, I don't know. There's just stuff you could do to make Armaldo look just a little more sharp. And Beautyfly is deserving of an F, and we will not debate that further. All right, I'm going to give Dustox a way better ranking because Dustox is way better, but Beautyfly stays where it is. Beldum is pretty cool. I like the idea of it. I think it's cool for it to just be a leg that's trying to build the rest of its body. That's the lore behind it, right? I think Beldum's cool. Honestly, and it's solid. I think that it, not to make a pun with it being a leg, but I think it stands on its own pretty well, like even outside of its evolutionary line. You know, I could very much see it being one of those like standalone rock types like Nosepass or there's another one that I can't think of right now. But I could see it being a standalone Pokemon, which I think really speaks to it being a good design. Yeah, I think we'll put Beldum in A tier. Other reason for that is because it sounds like Beldam, which is the antagonist in the movie Coraline, which is a movie I like a lot. So it'll get a bit of higher rank for that. Blaziken's S, and we will... I'm not going to gush about Blaziken. This is a bit of bias. Torchic was my first Pokemon ever, because Emerald was the first game I played. I got Torchic. Blaziken was my first starter. Regardless of all of that, design's cool as hell. Like, I don't think there's much arguing there. It's a kickin' chicken, and you know, there's not much else to say. Then we have my itchy nose. And we also have, Nosepass does have an evolution, but Nosepass's evolution came later. It came in the next gen. Beldum's, we're going to get back to Beldum's evolutions because I partially agree with you that it's outshined by its evolutions, but I don't entirely agree with that. Breloom is also very good. I love Breloom. His little arms are pretty dumb. He basically just has hands. But he is also a mushroom, so that's not terrible to me. And he's got really strong legs. Really strong looking legs. Yeah, man, I like Breloom. Honestly, Breloom's in A. Ugh. I like it more than Absol. That's definite. Do I like him more than Agron? No. Cacnea is good. It's a cute cactus. It's a good way to do a little cactus. It's cute. I think Cacturn's better though. But Cacnea is definitely good. Cacnea goes low B. Cacturn. Cacturn low A. Do his arms extend? I don't think I ever saw Breloom fight in like the anime, so I wouldn't know too much about how it actually acts physically, but hey, that's really cool. I'm glad that no one has contested Torchic. You're gonna get mad at me later because I don't super like the other two starters, but cross that bridge when we get there. Camerupt, Volcano Camel. It's a cool idea. I think it works pretty well. That said, aside from the mountains on the back, it's kind of boring. The little rings also don't make too much sense to me, at least, which, you know, is I guess more of a personal thing. Its colors are nice. I don't know. I've never super loved Camerupt, but I do think I like it. I think Camerupt's a high C for me. Yeah, I mean it's been a while since I've watched. Actually, that's not true. I've been watching. At least I started watching the new Pokemon anime, which is very good. Oh gosh, Carvana. That's its name. I know this. Carvana is that right? No, that's the car website. No, I'm right. Carvana. They stole the name from the Pokemon. Carvana's all right. It is easily outshined by its evolution, and its colors don't really work, and it's a touch busy. You know, it works fine. Your focus is properly pulled with it. It's just it's got a little too. This is a weird thing to say. It's a little too like jagged. It there are ways to do it right. I think Agron does it right. It's just a little too much. It's a little hard to read Carvana, in my opinion. Silcoon and Cascoon are F. Really? We'll see. I like them fine. I think they're the most unique of the Cocoon Pokemon. I think they work the best. But I don't think they're nowhere near like A tier. Carvana's a D though. Yeah, right there. Cascoon. Again, I like Silcoon and Cascoon. I think they're good Cocoon Pokemon because I think almost all the Cocoon Pokemon are pretty boring. But they're better. They got the spikes and stuff. That said, they are definitely still D, but I think they're both going to be low D. Cast form. So here's the thing with cast form. I don't get the little growths that it has on the bottom, and I don't like them. The rest of the design is great if you just like crop off, like if it's just like the head, it's a really cool design. But those two little bulbuses that it has on the bottom of it, I don't think work, and they make me a little uncomfortable because I don't get them. Because they're not hands, and they're not. See, yeah, you hate cast form, you don't know why. I'm explaining to you why. Listen, it's because of these little balls that it has on the bottom of it. That's the reason. Because they have no reason to be there. They're not legs. They're not hands. It's gas. It doesn't need those things. There's no reason for them to be there. You know what? Actually, let's for the culture here. Let's throw cast form an F behind Beautifly. I don't like cast form. I think its other forms are better. I think cast form only improves. Chimecho is okay. I don't super like Chimecho. I think it's a cute design. I think it's all right. I just don't think it's, stellar. It's better than a lot of these though. I like it more. There's something good about its simplicity. It is still going to be like a high D though. Clam Pearl. What do you want me to say? It's a pearl. It's a clam with a pearl with a face. It works. It works. It's better than a lot of this Pokemon is this thing Pokemon because it's not the actual animal that's being turned into the Pokemon. It's technically the object, which is interesting to an extent. The color work is solid. I think the shapes are nice. I don't super love it. Yeah, right there. All right, now Claydol. So remember how Baltoy was a good simple, an all right simple design that sort of thrived on its simplicity. Claydol is not that. Claydol is a needlessly busy and complex design. And you may think well, the shape it has pretty simple shapes. Yeah, but it also has 50 eyes, which but believe it or not, I don't think is super conducive here. I don't know. There's something about Baltoy that's just never read super well to me. It just looks it looks very artificial in a way that none of the other this Pokemon was made by humans Pokemon really look. And I do not think that helps it in the slightest. So that said, Claydol is going to be a very low D. It'll go below Cascoon for me. Combuskin is worse than Blaziken. It's probably the worst in the line. But that said, it's still probably a very it's a somewhat high C for me. It's just not, it's most of the middle evolutions and designs are bad. There are a couple times when this is the exception. I think Gen 8 is an exception to this. And I think that Gen what's the other one that I think the middle designs are better in? Gen 4, I think that some of them are. I think 2 of the middle designs are better than the finals in Gen 4. But that's it. Corphish is a crawfish. And as much as I love Corphish, I have principles. So Corphish is going to go into F tier. I do like Corphish a lot, but as a design, Corphish is basically just a little crawfish. He's very cute, and I love him a lot. Then we have Cradily. I'm having to check a lot of names. It's Cradily, isn't it? Yes. Cradily is weird. I don't like Cradily. It's a big old fossilized flower, which is a good idea and concept, but I do not think this is the way that you execute it at all. So it just doesn't work for me. The concept is, again, interesting. The concept is solid, but I do not think that it is effectively done in the way that they've done it. So Cradily is going to be also D. Dang, I don't even think I like him more than Claydol, and I just ragged on Claydol pretty hard. Yeah, I feel bad about I've put a lot of stuff into D. I started the stream saying Gen 3 has really good designs, and D tier is our largest tier right now. That said, Crawdon is an awesome design. The star's cool, pulls focus right to the eyes. That's awesome. The blue on it's nice. It's intimidating. It's powerful. It's a dark type, and that comes through even though it doesn't have nearly any black on it. It is a good design. It is, to me, honestly, it's an S tier, probably. Or an A tier, not S tier. Ooh, that was close. But it is a low A tier above Beldum, for sure. Deoxys Defense Form. This is the good one. Defense Form is the one that I think works. Because one of the reasons I think the other ones don't work is because they don't depart from Deoxys's normal design enough. Where's Speed Form? Somewhere. Yeah. Speed Form's a little better. But Defense Form is the right way to do it. It's because here's the thing is I got confused which one was Attack Form and Speed Form because they're so similar and they don't deliver on their idea strong enough. Defense Form does it exceptionally well. Still not as good as normal Deoxys. We'll be clear about that. But Defense Form is definitely better than Attack Form. I think it's probably a cooler design than Cacnea as well. B tier. Delcatty is a cat, but it's a purple cat with weird things on its on its neck pillow, which makes it a little better. I don't hate Delcatty. I also don't love Delcatty. I think Delcatty is a pretty standard, somewhat mediocre design, and that's okay. You know, it's okay for a Pokemon to be that. That said, Delcatty I think is stronger than a lot of these. I think I stop it short at Chimecho here. Now Deoxys. Maybe an S tier for me. I've ragged on the other forms a lot, and the reason I ragged on the other forms so much is because normal Deoxys is a cool idea. It's a galactic DNA monster. It's really cool. It looks super alien. Not as alien as some of the aliens that come later, but it's a good start. For sure. Dang, do I like it that much? Actually, I don't like it more than Agron. Do you like it more than Beldum? Dusclops is a cool design. Not awesome. I think it's the weakest of its line. But I still think it's cool. I still think it works. It's scary. It's ghosty, which is basically like the requirements if you're going to be a ghost Pokemon. So, you know, that's pretty cool. It also looks like, hey, look at that. Looks like the camera, at the very least, has gotten better. So that's great. That's good to hear. To roll out, if you put Mudkip or Trico anywhere below A, you'll be hearing from my attorney. Okay. So I probably won't. I don't think I will. Dusclops, on the other hand, are we close to either of them? Oh no, you're heading out to D&D. Okay, yeah, have fun at D&D. I will very much Yeah, you have fun. I will very much do my best to not upset you while you're gone. Thanks for stopping in. Dusclops, we will throw. I think B2 IB. Better than Banette. Duskull, on the other hand, now this is a good ghost. It's got the cool little mask. Its hands are behind it. Look at how distinguished he is. You know, it's cute. It's creepy. It's got the little, the little face, which is, everyone loves that. I'm creeping it up here. You know what? Yeah, Duskull's an S tier. Yeah, I love Duskull. Duskull's an S tier. Look at him. You can't say that's not a great design. That is one of the best ghost designs, just period, in my opinion. I think it's executed very well. Colors are nice. The eye is super cool and super creepy. Great. Awesome. Beautiful. Dustox is a cool moth. It's not just a moth either. You have, it's cool. It's not like, it's not going to get much higher than Beautifly for the people who are upset about Beautifly being so low. But it is going to be higher than Armaldo, definitely. I like Dustox a lot. I think he's cool. I think he's a good design. I think I stopped short at liking him more than Camerupt, though. So, mid-C for Dustox. Pretty average. Electrike. Electric Dog. Electric Dog. He's fine. Don't hate him. He seems very yappy. It's a very yappy Pokemon, which is, a good personality. I'm moving away from design and just getting into. I think I would hate to, like, if Pokemon were real. I don't think, I think Electrikes would have the same reputation that Chihuahuas do, as being like nothing but just like annoying little morons. But all that said, it's a good design. The colors are nice. It's very sharp. It's kind of cute. It seems it's very rambunctious. Again, it has a lot of personality to it, enough to the point where I can say like I wouldn't want to own one of these, which is at least somewhat effective as a design. But Electrike as a whole here, not quite sure, honestly. Don't think I like it. Do I like it? I think I do like it more than Combuskin, actually. Put Electrike here, C tier. Exploud has a lot of tubes, and it's a little busy. I think the mouth does, like, the focus is pulled to the mouth, which is good, because obviously that's what you want. But let's see, what are we looking at here? Definitely like it more than Deoxys Attack form. I think I like it more than Cacnea. So low B tier for Exploud. Feebas is a fish. It's got a loop in its head, but it's still a fish. It's probably the best of the F tier designs, though. Doodly dappity. Why is it not? There we go. That was my song. It's called Feebas is just a fish, and it's on Spotify now. If you go to Spotify and type in Feebas is just a fish, and then tap the first song you hear, I feature on whatever song that is. And that is a fact. Flygon is one that a lot of people like, and I know why. People like Flygon because he looks pretty cool. Flygon's cool. The ideas behind him are really strong. The sunglasses, with him being a ground type and having to fly through sand, super smart idea. It really is. His colors work great. He has really strong shapes. And as much as I hate to sort of just be like, well, everyone loves this one, so I'm going to put it somewhere. Actually, I don't hate to do that, because I put Charizard S tier in the first one. Flygon's an S tier. It's better than Duskull. Flygon's great. Like, personally, I don't super like Flygon. But, design-wise, Flygon is a super strong design. And that's the reason so many people like it, is because it's a very, it's a very effective design. Then we have Gardevoir, who a lot of people really like. If you catch my drift. Now, when it comes to Gardevoir, her design's all right. I've always thought the little spike right here was weird. To this day, I don't get why it's there. And that's a little weird, and it puts me off of putting her too high a little bit because like that's such an unnecessary detail. But I do still think that Gardevoir is an A tier. It's strong. It is still a really strong design, and that's the reason people like it so much. I do like it better than Beldum, but I don't like it more than Groudon. Low A. Glalie is really cool. I don't think it's super strong as a design because it's kind of just a ball, but I think it is super intimidating. It has a lot of personality to it. It really looks like scary as hell, which is I think useful in a lot of Pokemon, especially when you're trying to make them intimidating. So that's good. It's good in that regard. Now that said, I do still think I like it less than Dusclops and Bennett. But I like it more than everything else. Oh yeah, Gorbis. I hate Gorbis. I don't get Gorbis. Gorbis is, and it's not even like, because it's this isn't going to be one of the ones where like Gorbis is just a fish, because there's no fish that looks like that. But its shapes are weird. It's just this bizarre Pokemon. I think its colors are pretty bad. They're all too similar. Its eye is weird. Gorbis, yeah. I like it more than Castform. Gorbis F tier. Groudon is good. Big angry, lava lizard. What's not to love? Yeah, Groudon's definitely. Groudon's B. I think B tier. I think it's B tier, but like B tier below Dusclops. Yeah. Then we have Grovile, who I think is the strongest of its evolutionary line. For sure. It has a very good middle evolution. Which I think may contradict something I said earlier. But Grovile's good. Grovile works. Grovile is better than not better than Absol. But it is better than Aaron and the rest. And I'm actually going to make a slight adjustment here. Yes. Grumpig is Grumpig. And that's all you can really say about him. I like him. The orbs would be bad if it wasn't for Spoink. Grumpig's fine. I don't dislike Grumpig, but I don't love Grumpig. So he's probably gonna be around a C tier, maybe a high D. I do like him more than Baltoy, but less than Barbuch. All right, low C. For Grumpig, Gulpin, I like a lot, which I doubt a lot of people do. Gulpin is very simple, but it's basically just supposed to be like a poison sac. And I kind of like that. I think it's a very ambitious sort of concept for design to basically just make a poison. It's basically like Gen 3's Grimer and Muck, Gulpin and Swalot in a way. So for that, I think I'm going to put Gulpin B tier. And actually, I think right here. I think I like Gulpin more than these. Yeah, for sure. Grumpig D, you think? No, Gulpin's great. You shut up. I will not have Gulpin slander. If you're wondering ever, by the way, everyone, if you're ever wondering why I'm looking over here, whenever I'm yelling at chat, it's because I have like it's because I dropped my Apple Pencil, but it's also because I have my iPad and I have the chat open, because unlike most streamers, I don't have two monitors because I'm poor. So but I don't have two monitors, so I just use my iPad. So technically I have two monitors. And that is what we call behind the music. I will not have Gulpin slander in my chat, by the way. You can shut your mouth. Hariyama. Yeah, Hariyama is I think really good. Sumo wrestler Pokemon, awesome way to do it. Big old hands, colors work well. It had the potential to be really busy, but I think in the official art, especially, posing really helps a lot with it. And usually they keep that pose even in like the 3D model. Gulpin Hate Club. See, I'd rather have a hate club than the like Dugong love club that we had in the first episode of this. I'd much rather have a hate club because I can defend that way easier. Hariyama is definitely an A tier, but where an A tier? I have to really think about like things like this. Think about which one I like more. Okay, bottom of A, but still an A tier. You know, still an A tier. Huntail is better than Gorbis, but it's still not great. But it's definitely a lot better. It's a lot more fun. It just works better on basically all the levels that it should work. So we're gonna throw it here. Then we have Illumise, who's a bug. It's a cool bug. It's definitely one of the cooler bug Pokemon design. It's very humanoid, which I think, or not very humanoid, but it's very like pixie-ish. It's a lot like Celebi, which is an interesting choice. It also, it comes in a pair. Where's Volbeat? With the Volbeat, I think Volbeat's better. Illumise is all right, but I think it's like probably. Oh, I was gonna move Grumpig. I think I do agree with you. Actually, we're gonna put Grumpig high D, and we'll put Illumise. Yeah, I actually think right there, ahead of Chimecho, behind Armaldo, and that'll be where we're at. Jirachi is cool. I think its little tags. It's a cute design. And for the whole like wish theming and everything, I think it actually is pretty solid, which may shock you to hear. But no, I think it works to a certain extent. I don't know if that's where I want Jirachi. I was putting it there for the time being. I don't like it more than Hariyama. Do like it more than Duskull. Don't like it more than Dusclops, actually. Or Groudon. Yeah, Jirachi's fun. Jirachi is a very fun design. Where do I want Jirachi? This is actually a tough one. I like Jirachi a lot. Jirachi's movie is probably one of my favorite Pokemon movies. Maybe an odd one to say, but it's one of the ones that I remember the most. So that means that young me must have really liked it. I don't know. Let's where are we at as far as Jirachi goes? I very much like it and Glalie equal. Yeah, we'll throw Jirachi there. Kecleon. Now, see, listen. I talk a lot about Pokemon just being animals. This is this is how you handle it. This is a good way to like do a chameleon. It works. It really works. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So we'll put Kecleon somewhat high. Maybe not too high, maybe a low B. I don't think I like it much more than anything else, but it is still like a good way to do like this Pokemon is this animal type of design. So, so I like that. I definitely like that. So we'll leave Kecleon there. Man, I'm moving slow today. Well, that's okay. We're having a good time. Curlia is I think actually is better than Gardevoir. And better than Crawdon, actually. Curlia is a much stronger design. There's not a lot of like stuff that doesn't really make sense on Curlia, which I think helps it a lot. Can't say that again. Gardevoir's weird spike, and the fact that it doesn't actually, or at least it doesn't appear to have legs, it's just weird. Curlia is better. Yeah, Curlia can sit there. Kyogre is worse than Groudon. How much worse? I'm not entirely certain yet. It may be just worse. Yeah, it's just worse. Just a bit worse than Groudon. But it is worse. Sorry to anyone who played, Sapphire. But you picked the wrong game. And that's not my fault. Now, Lairon is the worst of the line. It's got too many holes. And that's really my biggest complaint, is that there's too many holes on Lairon. That said, I do like Lairon more than Kecleon, but I stopped short at saying I like him more than Cacnea. The red one is Latios, I believe. Yes. Latios and Latios are both cool. They're little planes, very nice. Yeah, I like them. They're good. They're good designs. See, I have a lot less strong opinions than I did. A lot of these are sort of just wishy-washy for me. Because I like Latios and Latios, but I don't love them or hate them. Honestly, but low B. I think Latios is better. I think it's a lot more dynamic and it's a lot more sharp and has a fair bit more personality. But we're gonna stop it there. They're both B. We have Cradily. Lileep is better than Cradily, but not much better. It's in fact, right here. It's not great. I still don't think that the flower thing works super well the way that they've done it, but Lileep is a little better. Linoon is basically a ferret. Not a ferret, a ferret. But ferret is a better way to do a ferret. Linoon is okay. I don't hate Linoon. It's fine. But all of that to say, it's just so many of these are actually average. My perception of Generation 3 has changed so much. So many of these designs are just like shockingly average. Which I really wasn't expecting going into this. Lombre isn't. I like Lombre. Lombre is pretty cool. This is just like a whole mess in my head. I really I came into this being like so many of these are going to be high because I remember so many of the designs being good, but it must have just been nostalgia the whole time. Lombre is good though. Lombre's good. There's nothing else to really say. It's a cute idea. The lily pad being a sombrero, I think, is a great idea. I think it's really strong. It's just, I don't know, man. There's a lot of Pokemon here that I'm just really up in the air about for some reason, and I don't entirely get why. Maybe I'm not as big of a fan of Gen 3 as I thought. It's Gen 4 or Gen 8 are probably my favorite of the games. Yeah, I think that's where I want Lombre. Lotad, I think, is better, but not by much. But I do like Lotad better than Altaria. I don't know, man. I really full out expected this to be the one where I was super excited about almost all of the designs, but I guess it's just a lot of these are pretty lackluster. That said, Loudred is awesome. I love Loudred. I think Exploud goes a little too far with the theming. I think Loudred's perfect, and especially because of Detective Pikachu, its design translate. Here's the thing: if the Pokemon looked good in Detective Pikachu, I'm much more inclined to give them a better ranking, because that means that their design is strong enough to be translated effectively, which I think means a lot. Honestly, no, Loudred's an S. Barely behind Duskull, but Loudred is an S. For sure. Ludicolo is also really good. I love Ludicolo. It's probably an A tier. Where is it in A tier? I don't really know. Ludicolo is very cool because it's definitely this sort of progression from Lotad. 2 and 3 are meh. 5 isn't too great. Yeah, I don't. A lot of people seem to really love Gen 5. I never really liked it. I think a lot of the Pokemon are cool, but as far as the actual games, I remember them being pretty boring. Maybe that's just me though. Um, yeah, Ludicolo is good. Ludicolo is a very strong conclusion to that evolutionary line, which I think really works. He's a pretty strong design. I'm just shocked at we have 2 rows on D tier, which is shocking. Because the last two videos we've been having a lot of like A and B tiers, but D tier's really filling up this gen, which is like really surprising to me. Yeah, there. Lunatone, kind of cool. Don't hate him. Don't love him. Think he's kind of just a big moon with an eye. But you know, I'm not gonna judge. Actually, I am quite harshly. There's also I feel like I'm being more harsh today for one reason or another. Maybe it's just because I was frustrated because my video isn't working. But hey, what are you gonna do, right? Lunatone's fine. Again, I don't hate him. I think he's better than Grumpig. He's better than Baltoy too. I don't think he's better than Barboach though. Love Disc sucks. Gen 3 is Nate Wants to Battle's least favorite. I have not watched much Nate Wants to Battle, but that's very interesting to know. Love Disc sucks. It's a heart fish, and there's nothing else to say. It's very boring. I don't know, man. Love Disc is I forgot the Love Disc was. I thought Love Disc was Gen 2 actually. Love Disc sucks. Full out Love Disc sucks. It's better than Feebas. Actually, no, it's not. But it's better than Beautifly. Makihita is cool. I like him. He's a little like sack of potatoes that you can hit. Don't abuse your Pokemon, everyone. But he is a little sack of potatoes that you can hit, which is exceptional for a few reasons. I don't think he's better than Dusclops, but I honestly probably like him more than the legendaries, which seems odd. Manectric is actually pretty cool. I like him better than Electrike. Where did I put Electrike? Lost track. Where did I put Electrike? Oh, there he is. So I'll start there and sort of work around with Manectric. Manectric is pretty cool. I think his design's cool. It's a little busy, but I think the colors really help it come forward strong. That said, I don't think it's better than Kecleon. I like it better than Latias. All right, this is going to be one that'll make people angry. I think Marshtomp is ugly. I think Marshtomp is a terrible, terrible design, especially if you take the other two into account. I think Marshtomp is awful. He's too goofy, which is a rarity in Pokemon, but it does happen. But Marshtomp is just that slight step too far. It's a little too goofy. And a lot of people really like Mudkip's whole evolutionary line. I've never been that big of a fan. Marshtomp is pretty bad. I honestly maybe like it a little bit less. Honestly, yeah, I think I like it a little bit less than Armaldo. Marshtomp's a D tier. Masquerain is another just bug. That's basically just a bug. I get the eye spots help it. Makes it kind of cool, but it's still not phenomenal. Become very cynical with this sort of realization that a lot of the designs in Gen 3 just are not super strong. But hey, that's all right. I can cry later, you know? Not going to do it on stream. You kidding me? That'd be ridiculous. Masquerain is worse than Anareth, better than Clamperl. Mawile is great. Mawile is cool. The mouth's awesome. Mawile is very good. It's a cool steel type. Its colors work. Right? I don't know. I appreciate the solidarity on the whole Mudkip thing. So many people love Mudkip. I don't know what to tell you, man. Even like Alpharad, who's a YouTuber that I like a lot. I'm pretty sure Mudkip is like one of his favorite Pokemon. I don't know. The best thing about Mudkip is the video where it's the Mudkip saying Mudkip that like loops for 30 minutes. It's it's really funny. But that has nothing to do with their design, so I'm not going to let it sway my decision. Mawile is, I think, worse than Grovile, worse than Ludicolo, better than Aaron. Let's see. Where to now? Metacham is pretty weird. Kind of just a human. I like it a lot more. I don't think I'm going to put it in D tier, though. I like it because I like it more than these and this and that, actually. And stop it short there. Meditite is, I think, better. It's definitely less weird, but not that much better. Only like 2 steps up. Husky Mudkip. I'm not familiar with Husky Mudkip. I don't know if that's a. My assumption is that's a streamer or a YouTuber. Mega Evolutions. Great. It's time for me to roast all the Mega Evolutions. Mega Absol. You know how I said right when I ranked Absol that there's like. It's sometimes an edgy design is good because like you can sort of stand in the face of it and it comes out actually really cool. Mega Absol took it too far, guys. That's definitely took it too far. That said, it's not a terrible design, but it's not great. I think I'd like it. Yeah. Bottom C tier. Look at how they massacred Agron. Look at how they massacred my boy. Mega Agron, too much. Too far. That's a theme with Megas. Is they're like, we got to make them look cooler. So let's just slap 30 more things on him, even though they had enough before. And it doesn't work. My sleeve fell down. Mega Absol's not epic. Dude, it just becomes like it becomes like a Discord avatar. I don't know, man. Mega Agron's really bad, actually. I actually I forgot there's a Mega Agron. I need to actually look up off to the side here a better picture of Mega Agron because I didn't even realize that he had a Mega. I played X and Y. I didn't play Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, so I fell off of the Megas and I'm not familiar with all of them. God, that's so much more nonsense, dude. That's terrible. That is a complete massacre. I'm actually a little. I've never been like super angry with Pokemon about their decisions because I've been able to understand them. Like I understand why the Megas are what they are. I don't think they're great, but I understand the point. But this is a massacre, and I won't stand for it. Like that's terrible, awful. Mega Altaria's better. It's still like just more fluff, which I think is a mistake. And that's my. I mean, if you like the Megas because they're absurd and over the top, that's fine. I agree with you. My sort of issue with them is I think they take it a step too far, and usually the designs end up just very busy and don't read very well. There are a couple of exceptions to this. I will say there are a couple that I do think work fairly well. Mega Altaria is not one of them. I think actually that is where I want Mega Altaria. A lot of the Megas are going to be grouped up just because I don't want to spend much time with them. Mega Banette is actually pretty cool. This is another one that was added that I'm not super familiar with, but it's actually a pretty cool design. I still think it takes it a bit too far, but it's definitely nowhere near as bad as the other Megas. Definitely nowhere near as bad. Let me move Agron because he's not that bad, but he's definitely like. Nope. Yeah, he's definitely there. These two are awful. Anywho, where was I? Mega Banette, right? So, Mega Banette is. I actually don't hate this one. Could be better. I still actually. Do I like it better than the original? No, I don't. These are all better. I should put Mega Banette at a mid B. That will go there. Now, I just ragged on Megas pretty hard. Here's my one exception. Mega Blaziken is really cool. I think Mega Blaziken is just as strong of a design as the original. I may put it in S tier. Not quite sold yet because I needed to decide whether I like it more than like Agron and Deoxys. Mega Blaziken is one of the few that I do think works well. It's not too far. It's just the right amount of extra spice. It honestly takes some stuff away too, which is nice. It sort of just changes the design, which I do like. Yeah, low S for Mega Blaziken. That's the highest I will probably ever rank a Mega Evolution. For example, Camerupt, again, you got too literal. You took it a bit too far. But, you know, it's still going to be a C tier, though. I don't super hate a lot of the Gen 3 Megas. I think they're definitely a lot better than most of the Gen 1s. Although oh no, we're going to get there in a sec. Hold on. I've never seen Mega Manectric before, and I just saw him, and I'm going to have some words. Mega Gardevoir here. Doesn't change much. I think it is actually... it's definitely better than any of these. Better than this. Mega Gardevoir works kind of well, actually. It's not too far. The spikes double. The chest spikes double, which I don't love. Right there. It's separated from the pack, but it still doesn't get out of C tier. Now, Mega Glalie is actually pretty cool. Move it up to B for now, because I do think I like it more than these three and Latias. Mega Glalie is kind of cool, actually. The big mouth is it's pretty funny. But I think I stop it here at a low B. So this is, gosh, I can't even tell the difference between these two, Mega Latios and Latias. They're basically just look the same, except they've been made purple, which I think is really lame. So we're going to put them bottom of D, just to save me some headache. Now that we're here, Mega Manectric. Yeah, you hate Mega Manectric. So do I, and I've never seen him before. I'm gonna go off into a window here and pull up a full image of him, just so I can see how much I hate him. Jesus Christ, this is so. Why would you make it that big? He's not going to be able to run, guys. That's got to be so heavy. That's the worst. Geez, I don't say stuff like this lightly, usually. That's got to be, this is probably the worst, like, design for a Pokemon that I've ever seen. It's so bad. That is so much. Oh my God. No, we're not going to even, I'm done. Like, that. I need a minute. I'm going to take a drink. I need to recoup. I had no idea he had a Mega until right now. Oh my God. That is so terrible. I'm like at a loss for words. It is so bad. Actually, hold on. Let me check if this works. No, never mind. Mawile. Mega Mawile actually is pretty cool. I think the two mouths are good. I think the purple is a pretty welcome thing to add to the design. This might get kind of high. Yeah, I like it more. Don't like it more than Explode. There we go. Stop there. Mega Metacham, I think has a lot of the same problems that Mega Alakazam did. Where it just sort of added a lot of stuff that was unnecessary. I don't hate enough to put it in F. But I think I'm going to throw it right there. Low D. Mega Metagross. Metagross is a great design. I don't know if it's going to get to S, but it's going to be high. The Mega, why would you make him move his body that way? Why on earth would you do that? I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Why would you do this to him? Yeah, right there. Mega Rayquaza is I think a lot of people really like Mega Rayquaza. It's still too much for me though. Like Rayquaza is a really good design. He's very sleek, he's streamlined, but it's just so much. He's cool. Don't get me wrong, he's cool. I don't know. He's fine. He's definitely gonna be higher than the others. I like him a good bit. But I think I stop him at like being the bottom of B tier. Mega Sableye. We haven't gotten here yet. Sableye is my favorite Pokemon. The Megas. Are you upset with where I put Mega Rayquaza? Normal Rayquaza's better. I'm not gonna argue with you on the Megas because I don't care enough about them to argue with you about the Megas. When we get to like Gigantamax, we can chat because I think those designs are by and large better significantly. Mega Sableye is okay. This is a bit of bias because I want it to be good. I think normal Sableye is leaps and bounds better. Yeah, top of C for Mega Sableye. Mega Salamence. Dumb. Why would your wings connect? Bad design. I'm not gonna. You know what? Yeah. Mega Sceptile. Tail's too big. That's such a tail too big. I know is a very is a very minimal thing to say about why I don't like something, but tail too big. And because tail too big, low score. And I'm not going to talk much more about it. Mega Rayquaza is not going to S tier. Keep hating on Gulpin. You be mad about where I put Gulpin. Geez, Mega Sceptile's better than these. Yeah, right there. Mega Sharpedo. No, don't do that to him. I'd say Sharpedo's a cool design. Stop it. Mega Swampert is maybe actually better than the original. Mega Swampert's big and scary. I like Mega Swampert fine. I don't care too much about him, but I think he's like right there. He's not like in the D tier area as far as that's concerned. Metagross, if it wasn't obvious already, because I said it, he's going to be very high because he has a really strong design. I don't think he's the strongest in Gen 3. People will disagree with me. But he's very cool. He's very good. Let's see. Do I like him more than Grovile? No. Sharpedo isn't. Oh, you're going to be mad at me when I put Sharpedo really high because I like Sharpedo. I think Sharpedo works. Let's see. Oh, well, there. Perfect. Now, Metang, that is his name, right? Metang. Yes. Metang is weird. I don't like Metang. Metang is the worst of that line by far. Beldum gets worse and then gets really good. I don't hate Metang a ton, but I definitely don't like him. Worse than Gulpin. Worse than Lotad. Worse than Mega Banette, actually. Right there. Somewhat high B. Mightyena is basically a big dog. Though I do like Mightyena, Mightyena is just a big dog. Milotic is actually a pretty cool sea serpent. It's a much more elegant sea serpent, and it's a much more nuanced, I think, way to go about a sea serpent than like Gyarados was, which is nice. It's good to see. Now that said, I do think I stop it here at the bottom of A. I don't think it gets better than any of these. Not a huge Milotic fan, but it's fine. I like Plusle and Minun a fair amount. They're going to go together because they have to. They're basically a package deal. They're designed for double battles and nothing else. If you try and use either of them outside of that setting, like you're going to get completely steamrolled. But hey, you know, that's Pokemon. So Minun, I don't know. I like these dumb math rabbits. I don't hate them. A lot of people don't like them. But, you know, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna sue anyone yet. Right. Yeah, right there. And now I'm gonna go ahead and grab Plusle because they're just gonna go right next to each other. because they're exactly the same, but with the palette swap and a different tail. All right, Mudkip time. Mudkip is good. You know, Mudkip is definitely, I think, the weakest of the stars for this gen. But that said, he is still an A tier just because the star designs are usually good. This gen's no exception. Mudkip's got good colors, you know, all the usual stuff. Very good shape. Very good shapes. Mudkip low A. Crap. Uh-oh. Nincada, right? Why can't I remember names? Yes, I can remember names. I just second guess myself. Nincada. Did any of you see that study that came out of like somewhere that said people who played Pokemon when they were young had like an extra part of their brain that's like usually doesn't do anything for a lot of people, but like it cuts on for them so they can remember all the Pokemon names? Because I remember I didn't look into that article that much, but that was the gist of it, and it's pretty cool. So if you want to look at that in your free time, there's something to look at in your free time. I like Nincada. It's kind of just a cicada, but I think there's, you know, a little bit more to it. Its design is pretty sleek. So I'm going to put it somewhat high. Well, not somewhat high. I'm not really moving it out of D tier here. But I think it's better than Anareth. Worse than Delcatty. Ninjask is better. Significantly. It's cool. Cool design. Nice colors. Very threatening. It has a very threatening sort of design to it, which is cool. I always like a Pokemon that can look really intimidating. That said, put it there. Nose Pass. I'm gonna make people upset because I love Nose Pass. I think he's a cool design. He's a cool little statue. He's got a big nose. It's a compass. It's red. It's blue. The design. The colors are fine. I like Nose Pass. I love Nose Pass. If anyone doesn't like Nose Pass, well, I'm sorry. It's not easy being wrong. Cause, yeah, high A. High A for Nose Pass. Nose Pass doesn't suck. Numel is a camel that is green. I'm going to put Numel in D tier. Where in D tier, I'm not sure. I think it's better than these. Actually, it's right there. Nose Pass is awesome, and no one can convince me otherwise. Nuzleaf is fun. I like Nuzleaf. He's a little fighter. He's got a cool leaf. I think his shapes are really good. Colors are kind of boring. He's a little minimal. I don't think too minimal, but he's on sort of skirting the edge there. I think right there for Nuzleaf. Pelipper. Pelipper's a good way to do a pelican. You know, it's basically just a pelican, except a lot of the shapes are wrong. It's a very round, sort of big. Basically, if you take all the shapes of a pelican and sort of just like stretch it, you get a Pelipper, which is cool. I think Pelipper is very fun. I think it's a fun design. I think it's yeah, right there. Good job, Pelipper. You're A-okay. Poochyena is basically just a dog. Yep. All right. Now we have the Primal Kyogre and Groudon, which I guess they're like Mega Evolutions, but also not. Again, I didn't play those games. They're just normal ones, but they glow. Again, they're just the normal ones, but they glow. I think it's worse. I don't think it's much worse, though, so I'm basically just going to put them right behind the originals. Because it definitely makes the design less effective, in my opinion, but not too much less effective. Now we have the Raindrop Cast Form, which is better than the normal one because it doesn't have those weird little balls. Not much better, but it does get out of F tier, I think. I think it does pull ahead of most of the Megas. No, I agree that Kyogre and Groudon are epic and awesome and epic. I think their primals aren't. I mean, their primals are, because they're still Groudon and Kyogre. It's just their little creases glow, which is it's just weird to me. I don't get it. Ralts is an awesome design. The bowl cut's cute. The shapes work. Ralts is very good. Honestly, Ralts... I like Ralts. I think Ralts is the best of its line. I think Ralts only goes downhill. And that's, I mean, again, that entire line is A tier for me. But still, I think Ralts is the best of that line by a fair amount. Rayquaza is an S tier. No doubt about it. Cool Sky Dragon. Not much else to say. Yeah. Low S, but still an S tier. The Reggies. Apparently, I found this out recently. Apparently, a lot of people don't like the Reggies. Which is weird to me, because I love them. I think they're very cool golems. I think they're awesome. I think they're super cool. Like, maybe not all of them, but definitely Reggie Rock and Reggie Steele. Reggie Ice has always been the weakest. To me, even including the new ones, I think Reggie Ice is the weakest. Certainly he's better than the Megas. Better than these two. Yeah, right there. Reggie Rock, as I said, is going to be better. Honestly, not by too much, but I do think I put him there. Reggie Steele is the best of, not anymore, is the best of the Reggies, but of the original three. Bad individually, but cool as a group. I think I agree. I think I could somewhat agree with that. I mean, they are still C tiers for me, except for Steel, which is going to be like I like Reggie Steele a lot. I think I stop at Mega Mawile, though. Blue Mouse in C tier? What, you mean Azurill? Caroline, you can't do this to me every time I put a cute Pokemon low. Because Azurill belongs there, and that's the reason why Azurill is as low as it is. Relicanth. Apparently people don't like Relicanth either. I love Relicanth. The concept is good. It's executed well. Rockfish. It is just Rockfish, but I like that it's just Rockfish. Relicanth is very cool. Also, Relicanth just there's something like very intimidating about Relicanth that I do like a lot. Rosalia is also a very good design. There we go. Here they are. They're all at the bottom of alphabetical order is where all the good designs are. I've been searching for them. Rosalia is a good design. I think Rosalia it's very elegant. Colors are great. Very cool. Very good design. Let's see. Where to put Rosalia, though? Do I like it better than Metagross? I think I do, actually. But I don't like it better than Mawile. Put it right there. All right. Here we go. There it is. That's actually, you know what? Just for fun. Oh. Crap. I messed up. There we go. And there he is. That's where Sableye lives. And if you if you're wondering, I got a lot. I need to get more, but I have 3 different like Sableye like things in my room right now. I love Sableye. Sableye's awesome, dude. He's a gremlin. He's got the eyes, which are great. The gem eyes. The concept is solid. Colors look great. There's so much personality to it. He's just this weird, spiky, gem munching gremlin. I love Sableye. Sableye's close between that and a Gen 8 Pokemon that we'll get to when we get there, for my favorite Pokemon. Sableye probably is ahead, though. So we will leave that for now. Salamence is cool. I think Salamence is one of the better, like, dragon designs that's a dragon, because Salamence is a dragon. Like, Salamence, like, looks like a dragon. Like, there's zero doubt. Salamence is very cool. I like it better than these megas. Oh, why am I in C tier? No, because I like Salamence better than all of these. Let's see. Somewhere in B tier, probably. Well, yeah, move it up. Yeah, put Salamence there, behind Makihita. Sceptile is all right. He's definitely, I think Sceptile is the weakest of his line. Where did I put Marshtomp? Down there. I forgot I put Marshtomp in D tier. If there's anyone who used Mudkip, I'm there go and sees this. Let's be clear. I mean, it's not a massive audience, but just on the off chance that some of the people who usually watch my stream are big Mudkip fans, and they see I put Marshtomp as low as I did, I'm gonna get an earful because they'll probably have my number. Sceptile goes somewhere. Don't know where, though. Let's be clear. All right. Sceptile goes... No, he's not in B tier, because I like all of these more than him. Probably in C tier. Like Reggie Rock more. Don't like Camerupt more. There we go. Now, okay. I'm glad that a few of the people who are here for the first stream are here. So, as we all remember, yeah, I'm gonna get canceled for not liking Mudkip. Now, as we all remember, I put Dewgong very low in the first of these that I did. People were pretty upset at me for that, saying that they thought that Dewgong should be higher. I am now going to show you the reason that Dewgong should not have been higher. And that's reason's name, or the start of that reason's name is Celio. Celio is a better seal than Dewgong. And I get that Dewgong is a Dewgong, but still, he's not, he's a seal. Well, Mudkip is an A, so we're good. Celio is the right way to do a seal. So is the other two, but we're going to get to them later. Celio is a good seal design. It's going to be way higher than Dewgong ever dreamed of being. All right? How much higher? I'm not certain. I don't think he'll get out of C tier, but Celio is a good way to do a seal. Or to do anything like that. It's just the good... Technically, he's a sea lion, but still. You know, it's still a good example. Don't like him more than Combuskin. Like him more than Reggie Rock. There we are. C dot is an acorn with eyes, and that's really funny. So we're gonna move him pretty high. I like C dot a lot. Actually, you know what? I like him more than Lotad. Yeah, right there. Seviper is a cool snake. Way better than Arbok and Ekans. The scythe on its tail. Ooh. That's a spicier design. And that's not even cultural appropriation because I am of Italian descent, so I can say it. But that's a good cool snake design. The red fangs, the scythe on the tail. Oh, you kidding me? Oh, beautiful. Wonderful design. Look at it. It's a snake. That's how you do a snake. Arbok and Ekans are bad snakes. That's good snake. All right. Now, how good is good snake? Because I hype up Seviper, but there's still the context of all the other ones. But if I were doing a tier list of Arbok and Ekans and Seviper S tier, Arbok C tier, Ekans F tier. All right. So let's see. Seviper is going to go somewhere. And we will find out where once I figure it out. Yeah, I like Seviper a lot. I think I do like it. Do I like it more than the legendaries? No. Actually, no. I like it better than Kyogre. I don't like it more than Groudon. Justice for Dewgong. Dewgong deserved the spot that he got. Sharpedo. All right. I know, I think it was Ryan who said Sharpedo was bad. Well, guess what? Sharpedo's going in S tier because that's a cool shark. And it's also a bullet, which is very cool. And it's, that's a good design. I'm not going to go too much into it, but the colors are nice, shapes are nice, not too busy, super intimidating, very good. Yeah, S tier for Sharpedo. And if you can believe it, I'm doing another S tier. There we go. I told you. Good designs are all over this gen. They were just not early in the alphabetical order. We had to get through the Mega Evolutions. We had to bust through that wall before we got to the good designs. Shedinja is an S tier as well. Actually a pretty high S tier. I love Shedinja. The concept is so cool. It's executed in a really cool way. The design is nice. There's something very eerie about it. Really good ghost design. Awesome Pokemon. Shelgon goes in D. Bagon's good. Salamence is good. All right. Shelgon is the weirdest little monster. You want to hit Shelgon like a volleyball. And the reason for that is because Shelgon just looks like a volleyball with legs. And that's not good for, especially for a dragon Pokemon. That's not sort of you don't want something that you can set. You don't want that. That's terrible for a dragon. Look, if this was a normal type, I think it was funny. But considering that we're supposed to believe that turns into this cool dragon up here, no way. No way. It's a bad design on principle. And I'm going to put it ahead of Marshtomp still. Shiftry is going to be also pretty high. I like Shiftry. I also love Shiftry. Shiftry is a very good design too. I don't think S. We will see if I really like him. That Dragon Cocoon, yeah, even with the idea of Dragon Cocoon, I think that's really dumb. Shiftry is cool. I like him more than Deoxys. Yeah, we're going to put Shiftry at the top of A. I don't think he meets the S tier crowd quite yet for me. Shroomish is a little mushroom with stumpy legs. And it's kind of just a mushroom, but the face and everything, I think it just gives it too much personality for me to put it in F tier out of that principle. I like Shroomish. I like it more than any of these. I like it more than the Megas. I think I stop it short. Yeah, here. Then we have Shuppet, Bennett's pre-evolution, who I actually think is a stronger ghost than Bennett. I think the little sock puppet motif is much stronger with Shuppet than it is with Bennett. So for that, we're gonna move him somewhere. Right here, ahead of the legendaries, behind Salamence. That's Shuppet. I think something really cool about Shuppet is this little thing on its head. It almost looks like it's being like pulled by something. And I've always thought that's really cool because I've thought that like it could be like I'm being told to wait. Poochyena is an F. And let me I explain it, but here's the thing. Poochyena is an F. Yeah, but Poochyena is an F. I listen. I agree. I don't think Poochyena should be an F. But I've made a sort of a principle where if the Pokemon is basically just the animal, then I don't put it very high. I think Poochyena and Mightyena both deserve to be higher up, but just based on that principle, they're basically both dogs. They're basically both just dogs. And so for that reason, I had to put them in F so that I didn't, sort of jackknife in myself and go back on what I said earlier, because that's the reason that I put Dugong as low as I did in the first video. And that made everyone very angry. So if I suddenly make an exception because it's a Pokemon that I like a fair bit, because I like Poochyena and Mightyena a lot. I think they're very cool. But still, design-wise, they're basically just two different dogs. So take with that what you will. That's the reason they're as low as they are. And I'm not going to change it out of that principle. Suicune is worse than Cascoon. I think worse than Lileep, but better than Claydol and the rest of them. Skitty is a cat with weird little things. It's better than Dugong bad, Doggy's good. I don't disagree, but listen, I'm not gonna. I am a person of integrity, and I'm not going to just make exceptions for myself willy nilly. Skitty is better than its evolution. Better than Marshtomp. I think I stop it at being better than those though. Slacking is this giant gross gorilla sloth man. Which I think is awesome. I like Slacking a lot. I don't think he's the best of his line, but I do think he's very good. So we're high B for Slacking, and we have no again. And listen, I feel bad about putting them down there, but again, it's sort of it's basically a principle thing, nothing else. Then we have Slackoth, who is a sloth, and I love Slackoth. Again, not the best of his line. I think he's a stronger design than Slacking. And again, he's not just a sloth. He's got a fair bit of personality to him. The stripes and everything. It's sort of a step. It's just the proper step out of that dimension, basically, of just being the animal. And so we're gonna put ahead of Mudkip. Right there. Snorunt. Do I want to? It's a hard thing to say. What I'm considering is putting Snorunt in S tier, because I love Snorunt. I think Snorunt is an awesome design. It's adorable. It's a cute little guy. He's just trying to get warm. He's great. But we'll see where I think he sits in A first, and if he sits up at the top. Yeah, him and Snorunt, or him and Swinub, are just two ice Pokemon that I just, like, first stage ice Pokemon. A lot of ice Pokemon I think are very lackluster. Those two, and their evolutionary lines. I mean, Glalie is still like pretty high B. I think are really cool. Put him behind Nosepass. Put him there. Next cast form. This one is worse than the other one. Put it right there. Solrock is, I think, better than Lunatone, but not by much. But I do think I will put him above Barboach and Linoone. Deoxys Speed form is, I think, the worst one, because it looks like I, a human person, could beat it up. And for that reason, I'm putting it very low. I think the fact that it only has one of its tentacles is incredibly weird. And I don't think is very, like, I don't think really tracks with how intimidating it has been. So, that's a thing. Anywho, where do I want him? See, this is another one where I'm very wishy-washy because I don't care enough to put him somewhere, like, easily. We'll just throw him. No, because I like Electrike and Combusken more. And actually, yeah, that's good. That's where he needs to be. Spheal. This is another better seal. Again, you compare this to Dugong, you can tell which one is actually like a Pokemon and not just like an illustration. Spheal's great. I like Spheal. It's so dumb. It's so stupid. Like, what if a seal but sphere? And that's really dumb. Don't get me wrong. But just look at him though. How can you hate him? How can you be mad at him? He is better than Dugong. Like him better than Milotic, but I think I stop at Mudkip. Spinda is a weird Dizzy Rabbit. And I like this weird Dizzy Rabbit. I think this weird Dizzy Rabbit is pretty nice. That said, I think I like Spinda better than, I think I actually like Spinda better than the legendaries here. I think I put him there. Spoink. I like Spoink a lot too. See, here we are. Finally. We finally got to all the cool designs. I like Spoink. I think Spoink's cool. Little orb. It's cute. He looks like he's constantly putting on a show, which is kind of an awful way to live, but hey, live some, Spoink some. Anywho, enough of that. Let's see where to put a Spoink. I think a Spoink. Yeah, I think a Spoink goes there. High B. This one is... Oh, the balls are back. Look at that. Well, it's still better than the original, because at least there's 3 of them. But there we go. Surskit is a little water bug. It's bright blue, though, which makes it a little better, but not by much. Do like it better than most of the Megas, probably. Don't like it better than the cast forms. Swablu, Cloudbird, is I think better than is definitely better than Altaria. I think Altaria is a big step backwards. I think they went a little too hard on the cloud and not hard enough on the bird. I think the Mega does the same thing. So let's see. Where does Swablu go? Swablu is not better than Gulpin. Right there. Actually, right there. Speaking of Gulpin, here's Swalot, who I also like. They're just funny, the 2 of them. They're quite the pair. Look at them, side by side. Actually, is that where I want Swalot? Yeah, it is actually. Swampert. Controversial time. Don't like Swampert. Think Swampert is... I'm not putting Swablu in S tier. We aren't doing this again. Swablu is very high. B tier. Swampert is mediocre. I do not think Swampert is... I think it's just... It's... The Mudkip... My problem with the Mudkip line is it needs to, like, make up its mind. Yeah, you're right, Swalot. Swalot does vomit. Anywho, my problem with the Mudkip line is it needs to figure out what it wants to do, right? Because like the Torchic line, thing on 2 legs, next evolution, thing on 2 legs, next evolution, thing on 2 legs. Trico line, thing on 2 legs, thing on 2 legs, thing on 2 legs. Mudkip line, thing on 4 legs, thing on 2 legs, and then Swampert is thing on 4 legs, but then the front legs may also be hands, so it could also be thing on 2 legs. It just doesn't work for me. Swampert's cool. He's definitely not like D tier, but I think he's just a little, because again, the Mega is standing on 2 legs. If we went from Marshtomp to this, it'd be like, okay, well, he just stood up. He just went upright. But like, I think that's actually where I want Swampert. Then we have Swellow and Tailo. Swellow is basically just a bird. I do like these birds. I think they're stronger birds than most of the gens, but I do still think they're just birds, and so design-wise, I'm going to put them in F. But I do like them. It's a similar situation with Poochyena and Mightyena, but I don't have as strong opinions about these 2. So we're going to put them down here in the dregs. They're definitely better than Luvdisc, though. And switch those. There we go. Torchic. Good starter. You can't look at Torchic and tell me that's not the greatest Pokemon. I love Torchic. Partially because of bias, but it's also just a good design. I think I stop at Mawile, though, with Torchic. Torkoal. Now listen. I look, username, Cube Tortoise, all that stuff. I gotta put Torkoal high for those reasons. I also like Torkoal. Fire turtle, basically a walking sauna. Pretty cool. So we'll put Torkoal pretty high, but not too high. I mean, A tier's has been pretty exclusive this video as it is. Yep, right there, Torkoal. Low A. Trapinch. Now here's the thing. I like Trapinch a lot. Trapinch is a good little guy. Trapinch is funny because also like you're walking. Okay, let's imagine for a minute. You have Pokemon are real. You have a pet Trapinch, right? You're walking down the stairs one day, and you step on it by accident. And it freaks out and it bites you. But when it bites you, it completely shatters all the bones in your leg. And that's a pet that you can have in this game, and that's amazing to me. Has nothing to do with its design, but also the fact that you can tell that from its design, in my opinion, means that it's a very strong design that gets its point across. Which, as you know from the last few videos, I do appreciate very much. It's all that like personality and readability of design. When you can look at a design and be like, oh, this thing does this, that's a good design. You can look at Trapinch and be, okay, Trapinch bite thing, and that's good. It's very minimal, which is why it's where it is. It would be higher if it had a bit more pizzazz to it. Trico, I also like. It's also going to be an A tier with the other starters. I think it's in between these two somewhere. Yeah, right there. Right there for Trico. Tropius. This banana tree bird thing. I don't hate, but it's also very, very busy. And I don't think it is just, I do not think that the, why would you type this in my chat? I don't think that the concept is, handled as well as it could with Tropius. I do like it more than Grumpig. Why are you stop writing this Shia LaBeouf song but replacing it with Barack Obama in my chat? Oh my gosh. I'll move Mega Rayquaza lower. We have Vibrava, who is a dragonfly. He's a cool little guy. Don't love him that much. Yeah. Right there. Where does that low be? All right. Guess what we have, guys? Guess what it's time for? Another S tier. Vigoroth is a S. I gotta get him all the way up there. The list has become very big. Vigoroth is an S tier. I think a pretty high S tier, actually. I like Vigoroth a lot. Best of that line by far. That line's weird. That's the white and the red. Super cool. Super like intense guy. You can tell everything that he's about. Awesome design. Love Vigoroth. Volbeat. I think I'm literally going to put it right above Illumise because it's not much better, but it is better. Are you saying what to me putting Vigoroth up in S tier? Vigoroth is Vigoroth is nothing. Come on, dude. Vigoroth's awesome. Then we have Whalmer, who I like. I like this big beach ball whale. How much do I like this big beach ball whale? I like it better than these. Vigoroth is an S tier, and you'll have to learn. Let's see where to put him. Do I like him more than? Yeah. Vigoroth could not exist, and my life would be. Well, I think most Pokemon could not exist, and your life would be no different. There's like 900 of these things. I'm sure you could miss a few. So there. So what do you think about that, Smarty britches? Anywho, back to Whalmer. Crap. There. And then Wailord's so big. And I like it just on the principle of that it's a massive whale. I think that's very cool. Design-wise, it is basically just a whale, but it also kind of looks like a blimp, which is useful and makes it better. It's got like the fins and the thing on the its tail, but it looks very like top 10 Pokemon that don't matter. Where's Vigoroth on that list? Because I think number one's Dugong on that list. Personally. Wailord, yeah, I don't know. He's basically just a whale, but there's something about the way that his fins are handled that has this very like aircraft sort of quality to it that I think is really interesting, and I actually do like a lot. Yeah, actually, I think right here. And then we have, again, another good way to do a sea mammal. We have Walrein, who I think is really cool. Really scary, too. Walrein looks like if one came, like, running at you in the wild, like, you would just die of fright. I like Walrein. He's cool. I remember that the gym leader in this game had a team that had a Walrein in it, and that Walrein would like absolutely swept my team on a couple occasions. Like I got through the rest of the gym, no problem, but Walrein literally broke through my entire team, which was, frightening to say the least. All right, let's see. Where do I want Walrein though? I think he's better than Makihita. Do I like him better than Slacking? No. So there we go. Whiscash. Barboach's evolution. I like Whiscash. I think it's really dumb that he has a W printed on his forehead, but I kind of like how bold it is in that regard. I think the little whiskers are cute. I like Whiscash. I think Whiscash is pretty cool. I don't like Whiscash all that much. Don't like him more than Gulpin, that's for sure. I think, yeah. Throw Whiscash right there. Whismer is... I like Whismer. Again, if you see me drop it somewhere, don't freak out. I have to drag them up. There we go. I have to drag them up the tier list because I have it in a small window so I can watch my connection to the stream and all that stuff. So I think Whismer. I like Whismer. I think Whismer's just bottom B though, because I don't think I like it better than anything here, but I like it better than everything here. I'm glad the Wailord placement is good. Wingull's kind of just a seagull. But again, there's something a little extra about it that I like. The little blue bands and everything. I don't super love Wingull. I think Pelipper is definitely a major step up. That's it. I definitely like it better than Anareth. I think I like it better than Nincada and Delcatty. I think I stop it at Chimecho, though. Wurmple. I think I'm going to put with Silcoon and Cascoon. But ahead of both of... We'll put it ahead of Huntail and Carvana, too. Actually, no. Wurmple's a good little bug. I like Wurmple. I was thinking about the Wurmple's basically just a worm, but no, he's this bright pink. He's great. I like Wurmple. Don't like him more than any of these though. Let's be clear. Putting it up in A temporarily. But you know what? I do like him better than the legendaries design wise. Why not is here. He's a friend. Why Not's cute. Its ears are a little weird, and it's got that weird little bulb on its head. I don't love it, but we'll put him somewhere. I think he gets out of D tier. I think he gets he doesn't get out of C. I know that for sure. I'm not sure how high in C he gets. He gets there in C. Zangoose is pretty cool. Zangoose and Seviper basically go together because they fight each other all the time. I think Zangoose is a very angry, vicious looking Pokemon, and I think that's very cool. So let's see. I like him less than Seviper, so we'll start there since they go together to help me figure this out. Like him less than Pelipper. less than Gulpin. Like him more than Swalot though. Wilmer's the stopgap here. Like him less than Wilmer. There we go. That's how I have to go about these things. Oh, we're almost done. All right, Zigzagoon is cute. He's a little stripedy raccoon creature. I think he maybe is supposed to be a Tanuki, but I'm not certain. But I like Zigzagoon. He's a very good HM Pokemon, which is always nice. A utilitarian friend for all of us to have. So let's see. Where does I don't know if he well, he does get into A tier actually. But he gets to right about here in A tier. And with that, we're done. Gen 3 ranked. All right, so Sableye, self-explanatory. Favorite Pokemon, great design, love him. So to wrap up, as we did before, we have Blaziken, Shedinja, Vigoroth, Flygon, Duskull, Loudred, Rayquaza, Sharpedo, and Mega Blaziken, all in S tier. And in F tier, we have a pretty packed F tier this time. Mightyena, Feebas, Poochyena, Talos, Swellow, Lovedisk, Beautifly, Corphish, Mega Agron, Mega Salamence, Gorbis, the Sun cast form, normal cast form, and Jesus. Mega Man Electric is so bad, dude. I cannot believe they printed that. Like, I cannot believe they were like, yeah. So put that in the final game. Boggles my mind. Really, it does. All right. We're done. That was that was a bit of a long haul. I that was good though. I had a lot of fun. Hope you had fun too. Fun stream. Pretty good gen overall. We had a lot of Bs and not a lot of As. But I think by and large, this is actually a pretty even gen on average. The designs are pretty standard across the board. Few really bad ones, few really good ones. Pretty standard stuff. So all that said, I appreciate you all sticking with me through it. Once this goes, if you have any major disagreements, feel free to comment them. And I'm gonna try and go all the way through Gen 8, unless these stop being fun. But these are always a blast. People always have some opinions that I can argue with, which is fun. So yeah, I mean, if you're interested in not missing the next one, and you are new here, subscribe if you want, and you'll see it. It's free, and you can undo it at any time. All that said, I hope you all have a good night. Again, thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see y'all next week. See ya.